This might be the fourth time I've recorded this due to issues of my own, but it did finally happen. The reverse of Sword Art Online, and instead of getting all collectively trapped inside our VR headsets, we all got erased from VR's existence. Now this is a developing story. It did happen on March 9th. I am recording this late night March 9th. You'll be seeing it the day after, so developing story could have changed. However, I'm less interested in figuring out who's to blame and what happened, but I'm more interested in at least letting you know what happened in case you don't, and then why I think this matters more for the future, and why I'm glad it kind of happened now at least. But for those who don't know, in the wee hours of March 9th, we're talking like 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, people were having trouble getting into their Oculus accounts. And when I say had trouble getting into their Oculus accounts, this isn't, the old PCVR days of a 108 or 208 era where, hey, restart it or unplug this, do that, change the sound settings. Like, not the standard troubleshooting, but locked truly out. Whether that was they couldn't get into their account, couldn't make purchases, or maybe they didn't see their past purchases because literally everything that was on their account was just gone from existence. And this exacerbated over time, and about 12 hours later from the initial reports on websites like Twitter and Reddit, it was a pretty full-blown issue. You would see it everywhere. It even got to the point where MetaQuest had to get involved and make a couple statements. They made statements like that they're currently investigating reports of account issues, including logouts in missing app libraries, and thanking, of course, everyone for waiting on them to resolve this issue. They even went further when some people were trying to circumnavigate these issues, and again, made people aware of the issues, but they also asked to please be sure not to create any new accounts, as there are no actions that need to be taken on the part of us, and thanked us for our patience at this time. It did seem like people who went ahead and tried to circumnavigate this issue might have exacerbated it a little bit, which sucks. But over time, and this did happen to me, by the way, in the early hours in the morning, but it seemed to get resolved very quick, people were finding access to their accounts back. Now, I will never defend any corporation, like truly defend it, because at the end of the day, yes, people like me, you, others, make up corporations. Like, we make up the consistency of the corporation, but corporations are not humans, and I do not give them pseudo emotional powers over myself. Like, I don't go, oh, that's so poor for so bad for Google or Facebook or Apple. Like, I don't care. You're a corporation. Your job is to make money for your shareholders and provide products that people like and use, right? That's literally their jobs. So when stuff like this happens, yeah, I critique the company, but not the people within them who may have made the mistake. I've worked for many of companies where I make mistakes, whether sometimes they're my fault and they're just oversights that affect people, or sometimes the tech is set up in a way that I do something the right way, and because of the way something's set up incorrectly, bad things happen. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened here. I have no clue what happened here. All I'm saying is it's likely the cause that somebody made a really poor decision and it affected everybody, but that is what it is. But the reason I want to talk about this story is not to, like I said, I'm not passing blame or putting blame on someone. I'm not trying to overanalyze why this is the end of the world, the reverse SAO that we were all nervous about. But here's the thing. When I lose my cell phone, I feel like a part of me is missing, right? That's probably not a good thing, but it's a true thing. I miss being able to communicate with my wife, my family, my friends. You are a huge part of my day, and it matters. But what I think about with why this particularly is so shocking to me sometimes is that we say that VR is a big deal. I personally think it's the next computing platform, whether it's virtual reality or a head-mounted display that utilizes different aspects like augmented reality, or maybe pass through to straight virtual reality, whatever it is. A head-mounted display that provides information, I think, is going to be very big and change the way the world works. More importantly, I don't see myself in 2030, acting with a head-mounted display the same way I do as a phone, which, yes, it is an entertainment platform, it is a communication platform, but I don't really, my day in my life is not dependent on my phone. Like, if I lost it, it sucks, it's inconvenient, but I'm not going to lose my shit. However, with virtual reality, or the way this is going, what if I'm not just using a head-mounted display for communication? What if I'm using it to make money, make a living, build something? What if that life inside that reality is as important, if not more important, than my IRL. Is that sad to some people who will hear that? Is it hyperbole and worst case scenario? Yeah, it's pretty, Black Mirror-esque, but it's also a true possible reality. Some people play MMOs because they identify more with that character and can build that character up to be exactly who they want, where that is such a big part of their identity, they want to be known as that. And we shouldn't shun that or critique it. That's awesome. Someone finds and figures out a way to live their life the way that makes them happy, that would have never traditionally been possible IRL. Like, I commend you. Like, live your life, find your best life, and go your way. And I think VR is going to go that way, or a head-mounted display at least. And issues like this, I think, will be a huge deal. It's bigger than when Discord goes down, you can't communicate with your friends. It's bigger than when Facebook goes down in a first world country, I will say that, because other countries entirely rely on WhatsApp for communication. That's a big deal. But when your entire reality shuts down and you can't get into it and you're barred from that reality, that's a big deal. And I hope that companies take note of issues like this. They don't write it off as just a glitch in the system that phone users and app users are accustomed to. Take it seriously, because SAO makes the joke of getting stuck inside a virtual world. I'd make the argument that to some people that's a better alternative than getting kicked out of their new reality that they've built virtually for the rest of their life. That's just a bigger deal. But that's just my rant on the subject. Like I said, by the time you watch this video, the entire situation may have changed. I will not know. But that's why I think this was a big deal, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. But that's it for today's video. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Peace.